What are you scheming on?
I just thought it'd be a funny idea to ask you a couple of questions because I keep getting randoms online asking me questions about you specifically.
Hang on a minute, you had an idea. I don't know about this thinking business and ideas.
Yes. I'm not allowed to have ideas.
You're allowed to have ideas. Of course you're allowed to have ideas.
You know what's a good idea? I reckon I should maybe quickly promote this. Want me to do that?
Well,
do you want to answer some questions while I quickly promote
I can answer some questions if you want. You know how much I worry about these things.
All right, let me just.
I'm really shy and fucking concerned.
You look really concerned.
Who have I offended?
You're so drunk.
Who have I offended? I've had half of
I don't realize.
telling people that I'm alcoholic. Unbelievable.
All right, hang on.
Who have I offended today?
I don't know. No, not today, but in general, when people are critiquing me, they're actually critiquing you.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny because you're like a public figure and I'm just an asshole.
I'm not a public figure.
You're famous. You scared the Liberal Party.
I scare a lot of people.
Mind you, the Liberal Party should be scared because they're fucking hopeless.
I scared someone with the title of boys and someone with the title of lads. But that's all I'll say.
Oh, right. Fuck. Yeah, dummies.
Yeah, I scare a lot of people. All right, let me just see how this is going, and then I will get you to answer these really serious questions. Started streaming 100 seconds ago. All right, are you ready, Dean?
I was born ready.
Live now. Okay.
Fucking. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. This whole Telegram thing just confuses me. I don't know.
I'm using it less and less.
It's far too much nonsense with these things.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let me write Facebook. Give me a sec. This is an impromptu Facebook.
Impromptu or impromptu? Entertaining.
Dean responds. No, Dean answers questions. Okay, this will be a quick one, I think.
A quick one.
Yes, just a quickie.
Just a quickie. You and me having a quickie. Another one.
Yeah, another.
So you were shit about it the first time. You were hopeless. Possibly the worst I've ever had.
Okay. Whoa, those lights are strong, right?
That's just shining off the back of my head like when I walked into your church.
I know, that was really funny.
I walk into a church, the lights turned on. What do you want me to do?
All right, are you ready for question number one?
Number one, yes, so hang on. So here's the story. I get home from work, I crack a glass of wine because, you know, I've been out and about doing things. It's one of my hobbies, doing things.
I'm in my pajamas, everyone. And I have no makeup on.
You normally wear far less than that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Don't tell them.
And you've got questions for me because people have been asking you questions about me.
People like to critique me, which is fine. I take on board what I choose to take on board, but usually it's about you.
That's pretty fun.
It's pretty funny because you don't know who these people are and you don't give a shit, but they care so deeply about you.
Oh, I'm getting all warm and fuzzy just thinking about it. Makes me all emotional and stuff. That's really, really strange. The whole online world's pretty strange. I find most of what you do kind of strange. I like some of the guests you get.
Oh, yes. I love my guests.
Oh, you've had some fucking crackerjack guests. Love them.
Thank you. But it's not about who you get.
No.
It's about who you get and how many subs you get. And I'm just kidding.
Fucking subs. Listen.
That was a joke. That was a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
We live in a world of subs and likes and fucking shares and
it's just too much of a head.
It's all nonsense. It's not real life stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, if now you've got a relative. I've been told you've got a profile. You know, you made the Guardian for upsetting the Liberal Party, which I thought was funny as.
I'm scary.
No, fuck. Have they ever seen you drive a toaster? Imagine the Liberal Party watching you try and cook.
I know.
That's terrifying. But then I sit there and I think, even with your level of notoriety, I could walk you up and down any street in most of New South Wales and regional Australia, and nobody would know or care
Who I am.
who you are. You're just
I am nothing.
You're just another person who occasionally talks too much online.
Yeah, I'm nothing special. I'm not anything in particular. I just promote kindness. I promote biblical values. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about you.
I know. Yeah. Well, look, we're getting. Apparently, I've upset some people. Is that the gist of what you're telling me?
Well, they would say they're not upset, but they would say that that you bother them for sure.
That's fantastic.
For example, this is a good question. Question 1. What the hell? How on earth? How dare you think it's okay to print T-shirts only after getting 300 subs?
Is that a thing?
That's a genuine question. How dare you?
Somebody
and
asked
it's
you.
so ugly.
You did point out one old mate. I can't remember his name. He's sometimes.
I won't name anyone.
I don't know.
I'm not nasty.
He seemed all right.
He's a good guy.
He seemed like he got a bit pissed at me, but he made.
He was pissed at you.
I don't know. They all get pretty emotional, some people. But he did turn around and he goes, didn't he take a photo of me wearing a T-shirt and put it on a T-shirt and say he was going to sell it? And I'm like, well, fucking sell it. Send me a check, man. Just give me a kickback. I'm cool, whatever. I don't care. I literally don't care. So even if on the front of it says, I think Dean's a prick, I'd just go, okay, send me a check. It's okay. Pay me.
Oh, that was something else. That was someone wanting to make. Oh, the dog. Are you okay?
He's being a sook because he dropped his ball under the thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Survive.
Right. So somebody's upset that I made T-shirts.
No, someone is upset or frustrated or whatever the word is.
Frustrated. That's
I don't know the word. I don't know the word because they would say, "Oh, like you can mischaracterize my argument." They think it's weird that you don't even have 1,000 subs yet. You've only got 300 subs. What would possess you to get these and sell them for people?
Well, I don't sell all of them. I give them to some people that I like.
You have given some away, yes.
I know.
You're a very generous spirit.
And it's fun. and I mean, let's be fair. It's very, very attractive looking T-shirt.
According to this guy, it was ugly, and what would possess you? And you could have done so much better than the logo. And who would want to wear them?
Isn't it amazing that there's always somebody out there critiquing? Now, I've got a bit of a rule.
Listen.
I've got a bit of a rule. You never get criticised by people doing more than you. I've never seen it happen ever. You know, you just get criticised by people doing less. Look, there's a couple of crossover. If you want a serious answer to the T-shirt thing, one, it's fun. Mm-hmm. And I quite often do stuff because it's fun and I can.
But what they don't know is the whole background story of the Arlene.
Well, yes.
And so they just think, oh, he's getting T-shirts and he's trying to sell. No one gives a shit about Resolute TV.
Which is sort of interesting and cool. Anybody who's thinking that, jump on Bellator 249. Now, to be fair, our girl got beat.
Yeah, she did.
And let me tell you, heart of a champion. She's
awesome. She's coming on my channel.
Yeah, she's great. But she's also, she's just, you know, she's great. She went in Bellator 249. She actually got a world championship shot against Chris Cyborg, possibly the greatest female MMA fighter in history.
Yes.
And one of my businesses decided to help her out with some dollars and a little bit of support. And it didn't make much sense to put those particular businesses on Arlene's backside for the fight because they were not relevant to Bellator 249. And Resolute TV was fun. And we didn't throw any dollars at her. And when I say we, you know, I've got a team. People forget that or people don't realise about it. But I do have a team of really A-grade cool people, and I tolerate you because you're fun. But, you know, we looked after Arlene and support, and we had to put a logo on a bum, so we got some T-shirts made. And there she was in a world title fight. Now, that's doing something, and we needed a logo, so we got some T-shirts, and we thought it would be fun. And at the end of the day, you know, like a lot of my 2020 and 2021, 2022 business operations, we're going to be using similar logos. I like the blue and the yellow because it stands out.
So
it's not Parramatta colours.
No.
Although the boys at Carnage House might like it if I told them it was. But no, look, I like the colours and I know they stand out like dog's balls and it's kind of funny to me. So that's why I got T-shirts made up. And because I can.
Yes, but, you know, you're not the alleged rule is, and someone's asked me if I am controlled opposition, just asking for a friend.
I didn't know we were opposition. Or is it opposition with somebody else?
I don't
Who are
know.
you in opposition with?
Controlled opposition. I don't know.
I don't know. You're a
Against-
terrible cook.
I don't really understand the question, but whatever. I just told them that I'm a robot. Yeah. So yeah.
So who else wanted questions asked and about what?
Let me think. Another question that comes my way is that you are. How can you expect to be successful when you're in an echo chamber? You should be debating people who think differently to you.
In what context?
Well,
I
you're
debate
not-
people
you're
all the time.
Yes, but you're not debating people on your channel, and this is what people want to see. And
Oh,
how can you grow? You're not going to grow unless you do what this
I
person
debate
says.
people. I debate people all the time. I made Prig Goward cry.
I
She
know.
was a Liberal Party senator at the time,
Mhm.
and I debated her. And amongst actually, it was a panel debate.
Mm.
Politics at the pub Goulburn, I believe. Poor old Prue ended up in tears. She retired a few weeks after that. But there's a video floating around somewhere of me smugly sitting there, amusingly upsetting her.
Is she the one that you debated about? That machines are taking over people's jobs.
Yeah. And look, and she seemed like a really nice lady. And bottom line was, I decimated her argument. I mean, I have been asked to debate a few people, and I sit there and think,
Is it
based
right?
on what and based on who?
Yeah.
As for Resolute TV, I do Resolute TV. The channel is for fun. The channel is to create
You
a
mean you're not
body of.
taking it seriously?
I couldn't give a rat's ass if I've got 2 subs or 200,000 subs, as long as we create some good quality content, good
Mhm.
quality discussion points, and and look, fuck, I've had some cracker jack guests to talk to.
Larry
Jeffrey-
Sharp, Jeffrey Tucker.
Jeffrey Tucker's considered world class at what he does. Larry Sharp
E.
ran for
Michael
governor
Jones.
of New York. E. Michael Jones, brilliant thinker. We disagree on some stuff. It wasn't a debate; it was a discussion.
Mola D's pretty
Ramola
different.
D. Yeah, look, I could go through the list. And locally, we've got David Lionhelm, who,
Yes.
there's an argument that David Lionhelm and I are on the same team. But so what? We're
But
sitting there talking about interesting topics, which entertains me to do so, which we decided to do during COVID lockdowns. I went, you know what, let's put together something and talk to some interesting people. There's also an MMA fighter who had a world championship bout a couple of weeks back. She got her ass beat, poor old darling. But what a champion. You should see. She's still training twice as hard and looking for another fight.
Good on
She's
her.
an absolute
she's
superstar.
fantastic.
So, as for anybody going, why don't you debate people in your channel? Because I didn't design it for that. It's designed to sit there and have interesting conversations with people far smarter than myself. And there
So
aren't
it's
that
not
many.
because you're scared of them?
Scared of who?
The people inviting themselves to debate you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. If I was scared of them, I would have I'd come up with a pseudonym or something, and I'd be on computer. I wouldn't go, Dean McRae running for Parliament. Dean McRae does this. And then with a bit of a Freedom Chef nickname and a few other things, because it's kind of fun. Because obviously I've been a chef for 20 years. It makes sense. Freedom, liberty, hello, blah, 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 blah. As far as scared of anybody, debating, there's a certain difference between debating somebody or wasting your time.
Why don't you debate Baden?
I like Baden. I don't know why he come up in this conversation, but
It's just true.
I do like
Baden has a great heart.
I fucking like the guy. I really like him.
He's so cute.
Sometimes it gets a bit tiring debating him, and sometimes if I've got a bit of time, I'll do. Yeah, it's a bit exhausting, but and
He's a good
I'm
guy.
never going to all of a sudden stop being a libertarian and thinking the government's a good idea, and he's never going to go from thinking that eventually Julius Caesar's going to show up and save us all, and we're not going to have a benevolent dictator will solve the whole problem.
Mm.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. And true libertarianism's never been tried. Actually, no real libertarianism has. Bits and pieces have.
Mhm.
Socialism's been tried time and time again, and we know that doesn't work.
Mhm.
Anybody with half a brain knows that doesn't work, which means we're in all sorts of trouble based on 2020 society, because there seems to be a lot of people that like that idea.
Is this why Dean chickened out of debating? What? Does he not? Is this why Dean chickened out of debating Dean? I don't even know what that means. I don't
I
understand.
debate myself all the time. That's that. Oh, that's that fella.
That's
Yes.
Port.
He seems like a nice guy.
He is. He just doesn't like libertarianism.
I get
And
that.
he's allowed.
And you know what? And
I don't like all of libertarianism. I'm
What?
a very light libertarian.
Really.
Mhm.
Be fucked. And look, I don't mind. I can take the critique. Here's the bottom line: don't run for parliament because I want to be a politician or I want to get elected. I don't really give a shit as long as these poor lunatics are going, Fuck, he called me a bastard again. And if you have a look at the little video I made today pointing out, a local out near Young.
Pub test us.
Pub
So
test.
use his real name.
Dean doesn't know Aussie. Dean doesn't really give a shit about Aussie. There you go. I have no idea who Aussie is. And I don't debate people who, if you're not running for office, if you're not in an actual election, why would I bother debating you?
The thing that bothers me about this type of groupthink is that they're all like, oh, he's scared. Or they project their reasons. It's like, oh, they're not it's because this and it's because this. Where you're like, no, I just don't give a shit.
I have businesses to run. I actually have real world
He
shit to
has
do.
literally like 5 businesses.
I
to run.
also have a charity that we run
Yes.
that takes up a relative amount of time, and debating every second lunatic on the internet. I never get any actual fucking real world work.
But you're not. I don't understand why. Like, if someone suggests something or someone has an invitation for you, you don't have to take it.
No, of course
And
not.
if someone has advice for you,
You don't have to take
you
that
don't
on.
have to take that
You
either.
can take it on board. You can dissect it. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah, it was because of Port. Because of Port.
I didn't-
I do my lives now in my bedroom because it's carpeted. And that was his advice. He said that doing it in front of a bookshelf in this
Echoing or something.
it echoes. That
So
was
strange.
Port.
Yeah, right.
And I listened.
Oh, look, I
So
don't doubt he's a smart guy, this guy. But I don't know who he is. Like, I mean, really, I know he likes Van Damme movies. I remember that.
Yeah.
But
But people
but,
act
you know,
like
the only
like
time
this-
the only time I ever have any inclination to really debate people,
Mhm.
and fuck, and there's Baden and a few others, debate me on your channel. It's
But you
like,
sort of
I
did
don't-
debate on your channel, but it wasn't deep. But you and Ricardo will always agree on most
Ricardo and I get along on 80%
things.
of
Because you're a
80% of
conservative
most.
libertarian.
Yeah. And you sit there and you go,
No,
if you're not running for office against me, why would I bother? What are you doing?
I'm getting the ball.
Oh, you're just going down in front of me.
Stupid idiot. That's so inappropriate.
So inappropriate. You're the one who went down in front of me. What do you expect? And I'm allowed to have a sense of humour. It's what I do.
That's funny.
Look, I mean, when I've done plenty of candidates forums, I've done plenty of candidates debates, and they've all been official and sanctioned, and and I've ripped into Liberal Party and Labor Party candidates. I'm just not going to argue with people for the sake of arguing with them, and that is one of libertarians' biggest weaknesses.
That's completely fair.
If you watch libertarians online,
And you're one. And
yeah, but you watch them and
Adam Kokesh.
they just argue amongst themselves about shit, and they argue with other people about shit. I'm not going to convert somebody who thinks taxation's the best idea in the world that
It's not.
taxation's outright theft and should be stopped. Hopefully, I can convince them that we need less of it by our debates. But look, there's a few videos floating around politics in the pub at various locations where I've debated, and poor old Prue Goward, I did make her cry, and I did feel a little bit bad about it afterwards. I gave her a bit of a hug and said, "Oh, I think I won that debate, darling." And she's fairly serial. She's an old school.
I don't have a bra on, so I'm gonna.
Hey, just look. Have a go there. Two Tic Tacs on a surfboard. A couple of Tic Tacs on a surfboard.
Tic Tacs on a surfboard. Anyway.
But look, I'm happy to debate people if it's actually of any benefit. But I'm not going to just debate people online.
Just because they asked.
Yeah, it's nonsense. If you want to have a discussion, I'll have a discussion with just about anyone. Send me a text, or I don't know. Father Bob sent me a letter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not hard to find. So anybody who claims that I'm scared of anything is really not getting it. I just don't care that much.
I know that. So when people say you're afraid to debate them, I'm like, he debates people on public forums in real life. He's an anti-poly. He hates politics. He doesn't want to be in it, but he's doing it.
I know.
And you guys are on the computer making memes.
I don't take the piss out of people who make memes, because the last election,
No,
I think
no,
the first
no,
thing
no.
I did was ask, is anybody good at
That
making
wasn't
memes?
my point. That was my point, is that that's probably all they're doing.
Look, I don't know these people. Look, this
intimately.
Port, I don't know him. Pub test, I'm not sure if I know him or
Yes,
not.
you do. You know,
have I?
I'll tell you.
Oh, you tell me who he is
I'll tell you
later. Pissy Leaks, I've seen his name a squillion times. Maybe the
Pissy Leaks Pete
maybe the
is
proceeds from this person selling the t-shirts should donate some of the proceeds to the charity. The charity's called Ride for Joe, and we raised $5,000 last year for the Wollongong
So good.
Wollongong Hospital, the cancer ward there.
Yes.
And we're planning on doing it again in the next month or so, a month or two. We just do a short lead in, and I don't know, if we can raise 10 grand this year, great. Anybody who wants to participate will be more than welcome to participate. So if a lot of people who worried about what I do online or don't do online, I don't do anything to get elected. I literally drive the message, because even my little bit of libertarianism if it makes an effect on the Liberal Party and the Labor Party. If you saw the rant I had this morning about there's a Liberal Party senator who's praising the Chinese and saying we need to become more happy about the Chinese, and then or a candidate, I can't remember which one he is, and then some monkey from the Labor Party's coming out with the same sort of absolute bullshit. We need to capitulate to everything China says. I'm thinking, listen, I'm happy to do business. I'm happy to do business with China, but I'm not happy for them to own us and you can bash it up your ass. Mm-hmm. So I made a bit of a video about that. It was about a 6-minute rant. If I can sell the message that, one, government is bad. Yeah. Now, people go, oh, well, not all government. Yeah, well, that's all tangible or intangible. Like, how bad is the government? How bad is this? How bad is that? That's pro, con, maybe. If you get a good X, Y, and Z, like Trump. Okay, Trump's second term. Yes.
Same.
If I was voting in America, I'd be voting Joe Jorgensen, because all my libertarian buddies over there are now currently doing memes and shit with I've wasted my vote, because obviously they always say third party vote's a wasted vote. In my view, a vote for either of the two major parties is a vote for. People say, oh, the lesser of two evils. I don't want to vote for either evil. You piss wreck alcoholic.
I was joking.
That wine has been blessed by Jesus.
Cool.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He turned water into wine. I'm presuming that's the stuff.
There must have been that specific one.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Shit. Sorry, did I hurt you? No.
Sorry, I was referring. Yeah, look, hey, and if you know what, if Port wants to sell T-shirts with my head on it and call me names or whatever, mate, I literally, if he wants to donate the money to the charity, I'm happy to get the account details and put it up. And you know what? I fucking go nuts. I don't do any of this stuff for a popularity contest. I really couldn't give a rat's ass. But if I can raise 5 to 10 grand for the cancer ward at the Wollongong Hospital every year, that's good.
Good job.
If my little businesses and things I do can obviously fund some of this stuff. You were saying earlier that somebody was worried I've got a lot of money behind me. I've got 12 cents and $2 to rub together.
Apparently the Liberal Democrats are backing you and you have all of this finance.
The Liberal Democrats are not a wealthy party by any stretch of the imagination. I know that. They have a little bit of obviously there's a certain amount of electoral funding when you've got a couple of senators elected and stuff like that. Absolutely zero of it flows my way. So every campaign that I've done has been funded by me personally, and or party donations. So like, as in, we do obviously have members in the party go, oh, Dean's running. Yeah, I'll chuck in $50 to help cover the costs. But that's all it is. Nobody goes, here's 100 grand, mate, go nuts and get yourself elected and really upset the politicians. That's which people are always surprised. That's the truth of the matter is I don't get $1 from the Liberal Democrats. I pay my membership every year. I think out of the parties available, obviously they're my first call. I also, as a bit of a secondary team, I'm quite happy to see Ricardo Bozzi and the A1 guys do well.
Yeah, they're great.
And then I look at some of the other parties, the smaller parties. As far as I'm concerned, any vote for any of the big parties is a complete waste of time. You're just feeding into a big bullshit machine that's all going to feed us eventually to China because they're a bigger shark, as proven by the little video I made today about these senators on both sides or candidates endorsed on both sides promoting China. So clearly that's where we're heading, is to be owned by China. So, and I look at some One Nation, sometimes I shake my head and sometimes I go, fucking yes. Like I like a lot of Mark Latham's work. Some of it I disagree with, some I like. He was one of us for a little while. Emma Eros, who ran. We love Emma. Emma's Mickey Mouse. She's a superstar. Pauline, some days I think she's brilliant, and some days I think, did she say that? But then people say that about me because I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. I think it's funny. Look, and I don't want to be an asshole and say I don't know who any of these people are that are asking these questions, but I have no fucking idea who they are, and I'm not sort of trying to belittle them. But it's like, I want to debate you. I don't know who you are. Why would I debate you? Why would I spend my time doing that?
Yeah, my issue is more that not an issue. Like they can do what they like. They're
Of
allowed-
course.
they can criticize who they like. It's more that how dare you not do what I expect?
I couldn't give a shit what they expect.
Yeah, it's just
I
a
couldn't
bit
give a shit.
odd.
I couldn't give a shit what the government expects.
Mhm.
As many people have found it the last few years, I just don't care.
Yeah,
The
well,
government
these are
says-
good people.
I don't doubt it.
They're just overly critical, and it shocks me because I don't criticize any of them.
Yeah, but you pontificate a lot.
I do pontificate, but I'm learning, and that's good that you tell me that. If I come off as pontificating, I edit that stuff out, or I re-edit my words. Eventually, I fight you. I'm combative. Any criticism anyone gives me,
You've become a lot
so
more.
combative, aren't I? But eventually, I listen, and that's the difference.
No, it's not. Yeah,
If I want to
it's-
listen.
there's nothing wrong with defending your position on anything.
Yeah. But my point is that aren't I pretty combative when you tell me something? Don't I sort of fight back for a little while?
Oh
until I get it?
Of course. And,
Until I get it.
and as I've said to you, I don't care whether you listen to anything I say or you don't listen. I really couldn't give a shit in the most
In the grand scheme of things.
affectionate way. I'm busy trying to overthrow the Liberal Party and the Labor Party.
Well, you
And-
got one of the scariest girls.
I
in
know.
Australia.
That's why I signed you up. I saw an article in the Guardian saying this girl scares the Liberal Party, and I went, "Fuck it, you and I can be friends. We'll hang out." And I've had people from the Liberal Party because
I've
there's
scared 3 groups altogether.
well, traditionally there should is the important word there. There should be a natural alliance between the Liberal Party and the Liberal Democrats and Libertarians. In the US, there's an uneasy alliance. Obviously, Ron Paul and Rand Paul and Justin Marshall ran with the Republicans, and it sort of kind of makes sense, but it also sort of kind of doesn't, because
Get another
at the end of the day, to sign up and be part of those guys, you're selling your soul. So I've had people contact me from the Liberal
What's
Party.
a soul? I don't understand.
I sold mine on eBay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm not against religion. I just don't feel or believe. But and I sit there and I look at it, and I've had people from the Liberal Party, members and young Liberals and whoever, and they, well, you really should be one of us. It's like, fucking, how effective would I be if all of a sudden I had to start listening to towing the party line? Liberal Democrats, to their credit, no matter what absolute nonsense I come out with, and sometimes I come out with all sorts of random shit, have never rung me up and said, well, that's right. But there's no point as the president or any of the top dogs of the Liberal Democrats rang me and said, well, mate, we can't really tolerate you saying that. Every now and then, well, with the Lauren Southern thing recently,
yeah, that got a lot of buzz.
That rattled a few little cages. And I did get some phone calls about it. Did you really fucking say that? What's that all about? Well, this is the information I got. This is the answers to the questions I got.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with it, because if the Liberal Party and the IPA are censoring people, they can kiss my big fat ass too. I can't be sold and bought. I work bloody hard to have $12 a week to live on, because I won't sign up and I won't capitulate and I won't participate, and and I do things my own way. But I sort of, a lot of the stuff I've seen with you, I've seen some growth out of you the last couple of years.
Under your guidance.
No, bullshit. I'm just good at offering a different perspective sometimes.
Not just you and Emma and Ricardo.
Ricardo,
and
James Fox Higgins, I know.
A lot of you kick my ass. I think people think that I have people around me who just
who's this?
wrap me in, but he just
This
writes
pissy,
something.
he seems like a nice fella.
He really is.
Sometimes criticism, you're damn right. Sometimes criticism can be exceptionally constructive. Sometimes it can be arseholeish. And you know what? Sometimes you can offer, and I've had staff and I've had apprentices and I've had people over the years that I've worked with, and I've had people I've tried to help and point in the right direction or give them my view of what I think. I don't try to give I don't try to own anybody, and if I do, it's usually a voluntarily agreed contract. But
the dog.
But yeah, you're right. There is an assholey way to give criticism. Well, if you don't take on my criticism, you're an asshole. Well, hang on a minute. I'm my own person, or Dia's her own person, or Pissy Leaks Pete's his own person, and he's fully entitled to make his own decisions.
Yeah.
Can't believe you just went down on me again.
Stop it.
Oh, it's all right. There's only 5 people watching. It's the 355 people that are watching the next couple of days or whatever. But yeah, look, I mean, and that's the thing with criticism too. Everybody's sitting around in mum's basement or whatever they're fucking doing online. This whole online world just annoys me because there's all these people doing.
Oh my gosh, Pop Test, you haven't fixed my laptop in so long. You disappeared. You offered to edit our show and then you disappeared. Yes.
Oh, I've worked out who it is now.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, how are you?
He just said, gee, I get no. I mean, of course you get credit for that, but we're not talking about credit for making our shows better. That's not the concept of today. Oh, look, he's laughing at me. I just, okay.
She does bite
I
100
do.
times out of
I
100.
always bite.
What
So he was just mocking me, and I just felt.
The other day. I did one the other day. And I
You
said,
do it
you know,
to me every day.
I'm like, if you stopped reacting, I really wouldn't take the piss out of you so much. It's pretty funny.
It just rotated.
Mate, how you doing?
By the way, if we're going to give credit to people, Stephen Roberts, you've been doing a great job.
Is he allowed to be affiliated with me, or is he going to have fucking backlash from dummies?
Should I not have said that?
Too bad. Hey, dummies. You know, if you don't like me, that's fine. But I know people who may know you, and that doesn't mean that they hate you. That just may mean that we can all get along.
I don't think it was a secret.
I don't know.
I feel personal.
Well, you've no.
I was just giving credit where credit was
I was
due.
going to say disavowed, but no, that's what fucking disavowed. That was the funniest thing. I remember that.
Yeah.
I've been disavowed.
Idiots disavow people.
No,
and we won't make this about me, but I've been disavowed.
Oh, there's a certain amount of everything that I do apparently because they want to criticize. People want to criticize you because of me, but we're two very different people.
Yeah,
and I did say that the other day.
Christian atheist. I am not Dean, and Dean is not me.
And the dog is not I, and I'm not the dog.
Vagina. Period. Menopause.
Oh fuck! Boys have a pen. No, that fucking dumpty.
That's
Who
not
was
true anymore.
who was that fucking dumpty
Girls
today?
have
That's
penises.
not some singer dummy. He wants to be a mummy. I was like, listen, fucking you dumb shit.
Sam Smith?
Yes, that's the one.
Something like that, yeah.
Fuck, and I don't care. I don't care if you identify as a ham sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why you got to try and fuck these kids up with that nonsense? It's just nonsense. And if you want to identify as a mummy, do it in your own back room by yourself where you're not annoying anybody. The hell is wrong with these people? I love being disavowed, and I still don't give a fuck. I like this guy. He's fucking. Hey, you and I will be friends, man, because
He's a good guy. Like even people say he's a simp.
I fucking that word too. I got called that.
Did you? Well, for me.
I did, and I didn't know what it was.
As a simp for me.
Somebody goes, "You're a simp," and I'm going, "I don't know." Listen, speak English, motherfucker. All right, I'm a bogan Aussie. I don't know what this bullshit is, right?
PC Leaks people's called a simp for me too, and people have no idea how often he critiques me. He tells me that I'm wearing too much makeup in half my videos. This guy here, who everyone loves, and he's cool, but he's not a simp because he actually criticizes me.
Can
a
you
lot.
explain to me on camera what the fuck a simp is, so that I've got some idea what when I'm telling people to go fuck themselves? What am I actually telling them to go fuck
Let
themselves
people
over?
have the official read.
Oh, there's an official.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
can't just make shit up. You can't make a word up and then create an official word. Like, what the hell is that all about? I don't understand.
No, I'm just gonna look up the official. So it means someone who has way too much of someone who
Does way too much for a person they like.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard.
Okay, that's not the proper one. That's not the one Paul Joseph Watson gave out.
Oh, well, actually, he used to make some. I saw some of his videos. He seemed half all right.
Yeah, he's cool. Here we go. This is better.
Slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women.
Yeah.
I don't know a woman on the planet that would call me submissive.
No one would.
I don't know any of them.
But you're a simp for me.
Mm.
Apparently, you're a simp for me.
I'm a friend to you.
You're a friend and a coach and a guide and the big brother I never wanted and a business partner.
Fuck, my auntie did say that about you. She's like the niece I never wanted.
You're the older brother I never asked for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So look, so what you're telling me.
Let's wrap this up.
So yeah, because I don't know, you just sort of ambush me with people.
What
People
was
have
it?
questions. What other questions have been asked of me? Apparently, that me being an asshole that I need to address, and I'll address it
that
once.
you only bring people on your show that you like.
That's true. Why would I want to talk to somebody I don't like? Now, in saying that,
But it won't help your channel grow.
I don't give a monkeys.
Yeah, you really don't.
I don't care. I know. Look, we live in 2020 where most people live and die
you
by.
stupid idiot.
Live and die by.
Oh my God, that's so good.
They live and die by these subs. This dog's a monkey. You're a dummy. Dummy. Hello, dummy.
It's so cute.
But, and you and I have had this discussion where you notice your channel and you've got a relative subscribership and it goes up or it goes down by 5 or it goes down by 10
It
or
goes
it goes
down by 7 every day.
fuck, whatever. Look, here's a couple of things about all this online shit. What we do know, and Ted Cruz in America was hammering the guy off Twitter and the guy off YouTube and the guy off Zuckerberg, right, today in an inquiry, right? Because they are manipulating shit.
Yeah.
And they're sort of half admitting it while not admitting it.
Mm-hmm.
So your subscribership could go from 5 to 1 million, and it means
so
nothing, right?
much.
It's a click of some asshole on a computer who
It's
likes
a
you or
fake
doesn't.
algorithm, right?
Well, I don't know how fake it is. I don't understand. We all know I'm not a tech guy, but I've got to turn around and go, does this stuff matter? Now, here's what I know. Yes and no. And I spoke to actually Ricardo about it.
Good. We
love Ricardo. But, he's talking about people sort of kind of gave he and I a bit of shit because sometimes we don't poll so well in elections. It's like, well, no shit. We're coming out with different ideas, new ideas, and we're taking it to the established authority.
Yeah, but you're a dickhead in these people's minds for not being more successful.
Well,
which doesn't even make sense. Listen, you can't control the masses.
I don't want to control them.
No.
There's the difference between me and a lot of others. I don't want to control them. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I don't give a shit, I give a shit about people's liberties. I give a shit about people's freedoms. I give a shit about people's individual integrity. Nobody's ever going to turn around and say this guy doesn't live what he fucking says he does. Nobody's ever going to turn around and say, oh, well, he said this and then he went and did this, because we all know that everything I say, I live as best I can, as best as a human can possibly live. Like we've all seen the garden out the back, and we've all seen this place is becoming the Liberland embassy, for God's sake.
We're vegetarians almost. We're living off the land.
It's like 4 million chickens. We had 14 babies today because I think we can breed them babies. It's all good. But look, likes and shares, and it's
technically menial in the end.
Means nothing.
No.
If you've got here's a question for somebody with 100,000 subscribers. How many real friends you got?
Exactly.
How many people would come and bail you out of jail if you got locked up?
I spent 4 hours with my girlfriend today.
If I had another dog, would I call him a Biden or a Versace? Hang on. Better suited for federal, lower house or Senate. Fuck. Jeez, I didn't. Okay.
I didn't see any of these.
As far as hang on, did you want to throw these couple up since people are kind of asking? That's reasonable, and I'll pretend like this is not an impromptu thing.
No, that's all right.
Better suited for federal, lower house or Senate, mate. Do you know what? In all honesty, I don't really know, because I don't think I'm suited for any of it, which is the whole point.
He's an anti-poly. He doesn't want...
If Pub Test's the guy you tell me it is, yes.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly what I am.
Yeah.
I'm not suited for any of it, which means that I'm better suited to be in there and absolutely rattling. I'm not a career politician. I don't care. They can offer me 180 grand. I think it's 180 grand in as a base salary.
And as your business partner, you got to give me like at least a quarter.
Yeah, all right. Fuck it. Whatever. Most of it will actually, if I was to get elected tomorrow, I'd keep what I need to do to run the actual job that I need, cover my bills as they stand.
Hospital.
And the rest of it, no, I wouldn't. I'd find charities to give it to, because most of it's bullshit. And I'd be really happy to send a message that most of it's wasted money.
He would give it to my aunties in Colombia.
Aunties
Just kidding.
What's this? George 2020. Who's George?
I don't know.
George the monkey. I know George the monkey. Svatnik, nice one. Did I miss something on George 2020?
I don't know.
Somebody can clarify that. That'll be all right. If I had another dog, would I call him Biden or Versace? That's pretty funny.
Biden's a better name than Versace.
I don't know. I had a chat with a bloke the other day, and we were weighing up the whole Biden and Trump thing, and you've got a pussy grabber or a kitty sniffer. And to be fair, consensually grabbing a pussy is far more acceptable in my eyes than kitty sniffing. As for Versace, Liberace, fucking all these other queer pricks that spend all their time worrying about fashion. And I mean, I'm sure it's nice to wear nice clothes and stuff, but unless you've got a Resolute TV t-shirt, you're just not a real man as far as I'm concerned. Or a taxation is theft one, because Dan Berman hooked me up and he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But all bullshit aside, I don't fucking Versace. The last thing I'd call a dog is after a fashion brand. I'd come up with some other offensive thing that might melt a few snowflakes. Isn't it funny though? Here's what I've discovered. There are massive snowflakes on the left and the right.
They're on the right. Oh my gosh.
No, they're both. You were affiliated with the
They
right.
are on the left. I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. They're on the right as well. Like, why you affect other people so much is a mystery to me.
That's kind
I
of cute.
honestly don't understand.
Oh look, I'm floating around with a bigger ego than usual, and that's the fact that I walked in
and you've
tonight.
been so happy lately.
The fact that I walked in and you've asked a heap of questions, that kind of makes me laugh. I'm like, do these people have nothing better to do with their time and think about me? I'm pretty insignificant.
I reckon they have posters of you on their walls.
I'm sure the government should, but anybody else, it doesn't make much sense. And all jokes aside,
George Biden.
it's Joe Biden, isn't it? Who
I
the
know,
fuck's
but
George?
Biden called Trump George.
I didn't
Because
see that one.
Because
Okay.
Joe Biden accidentally called Trump someone else.
Yeah, right. I do like
that's right,
Trump's
right.
ability to smack talk and take the piss out of people.
Pocahontas is saying it to Elizabeth Warren, and she's completely white.
Yeah, but she did claim to be. Quarter, come on, dear. Yeah, fair enough too. As for half, come on, mate. She doesn't do much beyond try and look a bit pretty, and she's only about half as pretty as I am. Yeah, all right, okay. Tic Tacs on a
Excuse
surfboard.
me, I work around the house as well. I take care of your dog.
Not be suited is the reason it's important, yeah, mate. And look, and there's an old saying, and it's been going around for 100 years, is that anybody who wants to run for politics or has ambition to run in politics
I can't imagine anything is horrible.
shouldn't be there because they're there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you're doing it and you hate it.
I fucking can't stand it, which is why people sort of look at me and go, well, that's not very political like. And I did have a couple
I would never be a candidate.
I did.
Ever,
I had a
ever,
couple of dumpies
ever.
who really didn't seem to get it. And they're going, well, if you change some of your policies and got a bit more politically correct, you might get more votes. It's like, why would I want to change my policies to get more votes? That's like selling a lot of Dia's friends I know are Christians.
I love my friends.
Yeah, but a lot of where you and I get along is we match in principle, even if we don't get our principles from the same place.
Yeah.
How in the blue hell can you turn around and go, just change your principles, just change the 10 commandments, and you'll be a better Christian, or the Christians will like you better?
Didn't someone offer me to you?
Actually, that did happen early on in the piece. I actually had somebody, and I won't name names. I won't name names because I'm not. I don't like
A Christian though.
a Christian person, and I'm not. I've never shied away from it, but I respect people's beliefs and stuff. Somebody, when she and I first became friends and it got a little public and people were getting all excited.
Like, Dean and Dia.
There's a thing, and they're gonna. One person.
Dia's innocent.
I did tell somebody we were married, sleeping together, and you were a virgin, all in the same sentence
And
at
I'm
one
pregnant.
stage. And pregnant. It was pretty funny. But I actually had a Christian approach me online, because fucking this is where the whole world seems to operate. Online saying, excuse me, I need to talk to you. And I try to respond to messages and stuff as best I can without being too much of a dickhead. And on occasion I am. If I've had 10 wines, I might just call you a fuckwit, or it's possible, it just depends on the mood I'm in, because I'm not trying to hide anything or pretend I'm anything I'm not. And the the statement that was given to me was, we as Christians would support you sleeping with Dia as long as you converted and became a Christian. Now, obviously, she's madly in love with me. She's only human. I mean, I get it. Get off me, woman. I'm busy. That was very poor simping. I need to improve it. But the response that I gave, now tell me if I'm right or wrong.
There's no affection here. I think people can see like how little we hug.
We
never hug.
The response that I gave, now tell me if I'm wrong. Fuck, the dog wants to be on
gosh.
TV. Business as usual, this little shit. The response I gave, and anybody's free to call me an asshole, whatever, I've been called worse by people who love me, was,
You're an asshole.
so what you're suggesting is I get to bang your Christian friend as long as I tell you I believe in your God. Well, I didn't mean it like that. I said, no, what you've essentially done is pimped out your friend to me as long as I sort of kind of sign on the dotted line to something that I don't have I don't have
a belief in.
a belief in.
You'd be grifting. You'd be selling out.
I'd be
yourself.
selling it out. I'd be pretending, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend.
Yeah.
If God comes and touches me one day and I feel some sort of epiphany, hey, I'll sign up. I'll be the first guy. I'll make a video about it, just so that all the people who are very confused about what I do and why I do it, and I wear a Resolute TV T-shirt that's unauthorized or something. But I've never had a feeling or an inclination that there is a higher power. Now,
Oh my gosh.
And that includes government, and that's what pisses the government off too. Like, I don't see them as a higher power.
And they're not.
I see individuals as individuals, and I try and treat them with respect, as much respect as I can or they're due. If you think I'm an asshole or a dickhead, you know what? Don't watch. Don't communicate. Don't talk to me. That's fine. I won't lose any sleep. If I lost, if Resolute went from 300 and whatever it is subs tomorrow, and I only know that because you were talking about it earlier.
305, I think we're on.
Oh, there you go. If it dropped down to 200 tomorrow, I'd go, okay. And you know what? I'd still try and talk to sensible, clever, intelligent people, because here's the thing about the people I talk to when I do these things. Why are you going down on me again?
I have to show this.
She keeps coming out with the ball. This is a game she plays, you see. But I still learn from these people. You think when I spend an hour or a couple of hours talking to a Topher Field, a David Lionhelm, a Dan Berman, a Adam Kokesh, a Larry Sharp, who else have we had? Jeffrey Tucker, E. Michael Jones, Toye, Gary Stewart. I mean, and for all their qualities or non-qualities, they're all humans.
Stephen Wells, he's funny.
Stephen Wells is brilliant.
Chris
Yates is brilliant. Arlene, brilliant.
The best.
Stefan Levera. I talk to these people because I learn stuff while I'm doing it. Now, if other people can learn with me or from the things I'm learning, then we're all winning. Yeah.
Hashtag winning.
We're not sitting online ragging off other people and calling them names and wondering about whether or not, I don't know, whether they've got 1,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. And people said to me, how did you get that person? I asked them. Now, I know that's a crazy concept, but I just do stuff. And
it's as simple as an email sometimes.
For sure.
And sometimes I lie and I go, oh, it was really hard. I had to jump a lot of hoops. That's not true.
I couldn't be asked
half the time, it is true sometimes, but half the time it's just an email.
I'm too lazy to lie. I don't want to lie to people.
Oh, no, I exaggerate.
You exaggerate. You do. You kind of go, oh, yeah, well, I worked so hard to get this individual.
Yeah,
I bumped him a text on fucking Instagram or whatever.
That's the most
and they were like, yeah, I've got a couple of hours. I'll do that with you.
Yeah,
we did it with Wildstar the other day. I don't know if you've seen the Governor Wildstar interview that we did on episode 4. Governor Wildstar's running for governor of LA. He's a rapper in his spare time. And I sort of reached out and said, hey, mate, a couple of my mates, US mates, so, I've met them online. We're online buddies. But, and we talk regularly, which is kind of interesting. And it's a bit of a new world, I guess. And he sort of went, oh, mate, I've got an hour now if you want to do it. And I went, give me 10 minutes, so I grabbed the computer. And we jumped on. We had a great chat about all sorts of stuff. And it was there. It was that simple. But
stop crying.
what are you doing, you sook? Sook.
Stop
He's a
it.
sook. But, look, I don't know. What's this funny how lifelong politicians are public servants as millionaires and millionaires? Fucking A, mate. Pub test 100%. I'd like to know, if anybody wants to fucking tell me how it is that these people come away with so much bloody money. The rest of us are killing ourselves to make 50 cents on the dollar. And then the government steals the other 50 cents, of course. I think it's 58% now, which is just nonsense. It's outrageous. And people go, oh, you're a bit mad and you're a bit, yeah, fuck, I've been called every name under the sun. Every name there is to be called, I've been called it. The reality is, I believe the message is right. I believe your freedom and liberty is valuable. I believe that these alleged fucking leaders should be kept at a very minimum. Very minimum. There's nobody in Parliament. There's nobody in Parliament, and I've debated them. Yes, I have. I've debated
them in real life public forums, not online.
I've sat with them in rooms and argued and debated and discussed.
And there's nobody, and I'm not saying that's all shit people, because some of them are really clever people, or they're really good at what they do, or they're really smart in certain areas, as most people are really good in certain areas. You know, like, I mean,
Everyone has
you
something
do your
that-
eyebrows really well.
No, I don't.
I haven't had them done in ages.
But, you know, the point is,
You,
You
do
know.
your bald head really well.
no, crackerjack, my little boy, the heir apparent, he thinks it's fantastic.
That you have bald head. Does
Yeah.
he really?
He was like, Dad, can I
He's
touch
just
it?
too in love with you right now. And right now, you're God to him.
He's only human. I should be God to everybody. I'm very godlike. And yes, it was sort of a blasphemy, but it was funny. It was done in jest. Okay, if the big guy's upset, he can come down and we'll have a beer and we'll sort it out. But yeah, so look, what's this? Is going to be my Peter Credlin. We're going to have to up your political game, Darlin, if you're going to be my Peter Credlin.
I don't want to do. The only politics I want to do is slight commentary here and there, but I also want to focus on issues, and that's what I do. I don't know how people don't get that.
Well, I tell you what, really impressed with you over the period of time. I don't think it's not the politics thing. So sometimes politics is a topic and it's good.
Yeah, but I don't always do politics. That's not true.
Nor should you. Here's what I think you should do. No, it's not even what I think you should do. It's what you've been doing. The sex
the sex abuse.
abuse videos. They make me cry.
That's issue based.
I watch that and I sit there and I snarl and growl. Anybody who saw a couple of posts today was, you know, the fact that some police in Australia weren't arresting people for Facebook posts or lockdown bullshit. They were actually arresting a pedophile ring.
Good.
I always get a bit nervous though when a newspaper headline says police smash pedophile ring, and I think, well, good, fucking, they deserve it.
Look, how many of those cops are in on it?
Don't use lube if you're going to smash their ring.
Oh, stop!
What? These pedophiles do it to children. Fucking the least the coppers can do is do it back. Fuck them.
They should be castrated.
Who's this? Because I can. How you doing, son? So, righto.
Click on it.
Look at this. I don't know how to drive any of this. Because I can. What's my thoughts on Gladys? Did she do the wrong thing? Should she get the boot? Depends on which topic of the wrong thing. Rooting Daryl Maguire. Daryl Maguire? Is that his name?
I have no idea.
Well, I grew up Temora, Wagga. That whole area is sort of my home base. So there's quite a few people touched by the whole tantrum and conundrum and whatever went on. I'd like to see them all get the boot. I don't think we need to be ruled by 300 premiers and fucking 300.
And it should be as limited and restricted as possible.
Yes, we've got a full federal government. We've got a full state government.
And it's all
We've got-
corrupt.
And then we've got monkeys and monkeys and monkeys doing.
Corruption.
Yeah, well, yes. And then you throw in, look, they do the, what do you call that shit? The councils? I mean, they're dodgy as shit. If you look at Friendly Geordie's video, and I'm not a pro Friendly Geordie, sometimes I agree with him. Sometimes I think he's a dick, which many people probably think about me, which is cool. I get it. He did a big one on Narendra, which is...
Hey, Dougal.
Oh, Dougal's there. Hey, man. How you doing? But, you know, like Narendra's up the road. Check out the Friendly Geordie's video on the National Party in Narendra. I've actually met the mayor out there a few times, and overall he's a pretty decent bloke. But it seems like the whole thing's just corrupted and rotten to the core, and it pisses me off. So should Gladys be out? I think they should all be out. Absolutely all of them.
Let's just start fresh.
Yes.
Let's get Ricardo in.
And at best, we need a very, very modest federal government to oversee the very, very basic needs. The only use a government has is to provide the people what they're not capable of providing for themselves. That's it. So am I against welfare? Yeah, kind of. I'm not against all welfare, but I'm against the fact that we want to do handouts for everybody. That's nonsense. You don't need that. Government is only here to provide for you what you are literally incapable of providing for yourself, which could mean defense, could mean, some very basic welfare.
I don't need the government to keep me safe from corona.
No.
I can do my own safety for myself.
Correct. So as far as the whole bullshit virus goes, the argument should be, righto, guys, we're the federal government. We got all these resources. We've done X, Y, Z. So what we should be doing is going, here's all the information. Now you make a decision. You want to keep operating your business, operate to your heart's content. You want to go outside, go outside. You don't want to go outside, stay at home. Isolate to your heart's content. Wear your mask when you're driving around in the car on your own, just in case you get coronavirus. That is as stupid as it sounds. I've seen people doing that.
It's very. Wait, sorry.
Driving around on their own in a fucking car wearing a mask.
I said that to
How do
someone-
people take this shit
I
seriously?
said that to someone on the phone the other day, and I said, I know this will sound a little mean, but I can't help but think that people who drive around wearing masks are retarded. They're like, oh my gosh, me too! Oh, thank God.
It's fucking nonsense.
It's so stupid.
It's fucking nonsense, and it makes absolutely no sense. You know, and I mean, look, Gladys should go. They all should go. Get rid of the whole lot. Start from scratch. Potentially, in theory, because we're never going to have zero government. As much as I'd love it.
Anarchy!
Anarchy. Let me tell you, the original true meaning of anarchy just means no rulers. It doesn't mean no rules. It doesn't mean no structured society. It just means you don't have a fucking king or an overlord shoveling shit towards you. So the traditional word or the correct meaning of anarchy is not anywhere near what the current definition is. So
Yeah, the looting.
yeah, it's been absolutely violated. So, you know, Gladys, all of them can take it. Am I putting bets on Trump?
Has a choice, Jen. I just put it up.
Am I putting bets on Trump? I did that about 3 weeks ago. I'd really like to put a bet on Joe Jorgensen to win, but I think that would be throwing money in the wind. Yeah, I did put a little bet on Trump relative to that other fucking poor, silly old pedophile. Did I say that out loud? Did I call him a pedophile?
I don't know. This is streaming on
They
Facebook.
might.
You might get yourself banned.
Oh shit! They'll demonetize me. I didn't name the pedophile, did I?
No.
Kitty sniffer. He's off his fucking head. He shouldn't be allowed anywhere near it. But yes, I did put some bets on Trump because as much as I think he's not the best option in the world, he's not the worst option in the world in relative to what we're dealing with. What's this? Local councils don't need anyone who isn't mowing sports fields,
Trump has more of a chance.
filling in potholes, or collecting rubbish. Mate, exactly. Rates, roads, and reducing rates, roads, and rubbish. Even the sporting fields are sell the grounds to the sporting clubs that are affiliated with them, and say, guess what, guys? If you want your sporting club to continue and use the grounds, you manage it, you pay for it, you fund it, and you sort it out. And if the community wants that activity, well, they'll use it. I use local swimming pools as an argument for that all the time, and I've got a big family background in community swimming pools.
Yeah, you do.
My mother's
His
got.
family is full of swimmers and coaches and athletic types.
Well, that's true, and Mum's got a letter from the Queen for all of her services to swimming.
That's nice. Good.
So eventually she'll write me a letter and say, to all your services to overthrowing all the authority on the planet, I'll get a letter from her and I'll be like, what do I want this for? But I've also had a lot of pool superintendents relative to my millions of uncles and aunties. I've got a big family. And the funny part with all of that is
You still have time to make a difference.
most of them run at a loss for a council. And I sort of think, well, you either need to put the prices up or you need to make them financially viable. You'd be far better off just if the council builds the pool or whatever, hand it over to a private business and let them run it and operate, because I don't want to pay for the pool. I can't stand swimming. If I can work out, if anybody's got any advice on how you can work out how to shower without getting wet, I'm in. I mean, I shower twice a day. You'll vouch for that. I shower all the time.
You shower more than I do, that's for sure.
Oh, dirty Mexican. What? That's racist. You can't say that.
I shower like once a month.
Once a month, that's probably a bit extreme. But, I mean, like, I shower a lot, but I fucking hate water. And if I could work out how to shower without getting wet, I'll take any advice. There seems to be plenty of people online who want to give me advice or give her advice on what I should and shouldn't be doing.
Everyone has an opinion on what you should be doing. And the thing is, everything you're not doing according to their standard, you're not doing it because you have you don't do anything half-assed. You do everything for a reason and you know why you're doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's of no tangible benefit, I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah.
It's 24 hours in a day, and I'm chasing my ass, as you can vouch online in front of everybody. I'm up at, 5, 6, 7, depending on the day.
Lately, especially because he has a son, he's on the phone every morning. It's so early. Hey, good morning. And
Well, that too, but, you know,
even before that, he was always
I'm
awake.
up and I'm chasing my ass and I'm running and I'm running and I'm running just to try and get things done. And I don't think I'm ever going to catch
He always
up.
comes home from work and has a drink.
that's people say, have you got anger management issues? I go, no, because I sit down with a glass of wine. I manage the anger really well. But that's the world we live in. It's what are you doing, you lunatic?
He's in a weird mood.
He is. What have you been doing to him while I've been out and about?
Drugs.
You did drug him once.
Did I?
You locked him in the bathroom when he was a tiny pup, and he ate all the Nurofen and Panadol and shit. And he was off his fucking chop support.
I locked him in because it was pissing me off.
His therapist.
It was only like 10 minutes.
His therapist is going to be like, what the hell happened to him? So yes, roads. Then I've seen people. I've seen people wearing face shields.
My laptop's a bit running out of battery. This is your last.
Plug it in, woman.
No.
I've seen people wearing
What
face
about-
shields with pink matching colours and masks in cars. Yes, my friend. People are fucking retarded, and it's not getting any better. And apparently retarded's a naughty word that will get you in trouble. I don't really care. I know people with actual genuine disabilities who surely are shaking their heads at most of these normal people at the moment and thinking to themselves, these people are broken. Svatnik, I've seen his name around a bit too. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've got a name to the face anyway, mate. But
there's no face. I've never seen it.
Ooh, it's a mystery man.
What I mean is, he's
roads and rubbish could be taken care of by.
Supporter, but he doesn't show his face.
Well, fair enough,
The thing is, you do.
Oh, damn,
There's
Skippy.
so many people who are criticized. You don't.
Of course. Oh, look, it's easy to shoot at a public target. Now, I look at Trump, who I like in some ways and don't like in others.
I would agree.
I
used to love him.
If I've got a choice,
I grew up and I realized.
Joe Jorgensen's my pick. Trump over Biden 100 times out of 100. No problem, it's not even maybe. And when Ivanka decides to leave the Jewish bloke with all the money, Dolan, you just give me a shout out, no problem at all. That'll be cool.
So keep asking about.
What?
Spatnik just asked.
Oh, right. Yeah. From the Young area. I don't know if you know Young. I don't know where you live, mate. But Young, New South Wales, not a bad drop. It's all right. Actually, I got it for about $17 a bottle. I think it was all right. But yes, mate, non-government businesses should be running roads and rubbish 100%. The less we can have unelected bureaucrats and politicians doing, the better off the country will be, because people will be held accountable. Nobody's held accountable under the current system.
Stop crying.
Yeah, you suck. Well, when you cry, I kick you a little bit harder. Oh, what? Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be online.
Stop it.
No, I would never kick you. I might break a shoe or something. But no, mate, you're 100%. You know, like they're the mandatory minimums that government can almost justify. National defence, yeah, look, possibly, hell yeah. There's an argument for that. I'm not for strict borders, but I am for trying to keep assholes at bay. I've got no time for the China CCP thinking they're going to come over here and take over Australia. They can absolutely ride off, as I mentioned in my thing today. And anybody who's, particularly our elected officials, which there was 2 of them in the last couple of days that have come out and crapped on about how we should be capitulating to China. I don't think they use the word capitulate. They talked about forming an alliance where basically we do what China says and maybe they'll let us live.
It's so cute. Sorry.
At no stage ever am I going to sign up for us just blowing wind up China's ass or becoming a sub. I don't even like the red or blue communists that are running Australia, the Australian red and blue communists. I'm fucked if I'm going to tolerate communists from China or any other country.
A communist party. I don't think Australians are made wise. Quiet.
No, Australians don't realise out of the Communist Manifesto, they got 10 key points, a bit like about the commandments. If you jump on Adam Kokesh's website, I don't know if you like Adam or not. I like him.
Yeah, I think he's funny.
He's a cool dude,
and
he's got a sense of humour, and he's a bloody clever guy. And he and I went through the 10-point manifesto thing, and it works out. I think Australia's got nearly 8 points where we're already either 100% ticked the box of that particular part of Karl Marx's book, and I think America's at 7.5 points. We beat them by half a point. The gun laws put us over the top. But essentially, Australia's already a socialist communist country. Stop. We're already 8 out of 10 points there, which is terrifying for me.
Very terrifying.
And I sit there and people go, well, don't you like a little bit of socialism? And I go, it doesn't matter. The little bit of socialism's creeping forward. So my absolute zero tolerance approach is hopefully, even if it pulls them back half a point, I've done the country a service. And yeah, I've got a son which has become I've known for quite some time, but he's become a public figure in the last week or so.
He has his son. Isn't
So,
that lovely?
The government didn't
And
know
it's
what.
not mine.
Thank God for that. The government didn't know what to do with one of me. What the hell are they going to do with two of us? They better start shitting bricks now. I've got backup.
I printed this today.
Oh, here we go.
This is Dean and his boy.
So there's the once and future king. That's all right because, well, you'll get used to it.
Oh wow, this dog.
Bit of read myself. Oh, you're in Dictator Dan's Melbourne, brother. That's very upsetting for you. I'm sorry. I had people yelling at me today online because I called him a tyrant. Apparently, I need to stop whinging. People fought in wars for our safety. I was like, no, they fought for our freedom. That's a different thing. My grandfather didn't fight in the war because he wanted us all to fucking hide at home over an well, it's not an imaginary virus, but over a virus, a flu. It's a nasty flu. It's going to hurt people. People are going to die. Yes, generally it's the older and the weak and the sick, and that's terribly sad. But it's also nature at kind of its fierce best. It's like a hurricane, a tornado, a fucking earthquake. These things happen, and we can't protect ourselves from. Humans are the only things on the planet arrogant enough to think that they can control all this shit or stop it from happening. It's going to happen. It's sad, yeah, blood oath, and we're going to lose loved ones. We are. But this ongoing nonsense is fucking ridiculous. And I don't want my boy growing up scared of all this shit. Dan should be terminated, as should Gladys, as should McGowan over in WA for his totalitarian shit. There's a couple of others. Palaszczuk today, that was nonsense. I ordered a Make Victoria Dan Free Again hat on eBay. Mate, wear it, post it. I'll share it for you. Shit, I'll buy one. I don't care. I'll buy one and wear it as well. Because this sort of stuff, if people don't, it's hard to say because if you put your head up, you may get it shot off. This one's had all sorts of problems for pros and cons. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative where she wins and sometimes she loses over the last couple of years. But her head's above the parapet and nobody can deny how courageous she is for putting forward her opinions and her thoughts. And that's why I sort of respect her and kind of got behind her a little bit. Now she's going down on me. What? Oh, get her the ball again. But it takes a great amount of courage to put your head above the parapet. I don't do it for likes, shares, and subscribes. In saying that, anyone who wants to like, share, and subscribe, that's cool because the more people who hopefully get onto the My Freedom bandwagon will go, oh, yeah, cool, I get it. There's a reason Ricardo Bosi and I get along, even though we have a big difference of, well, we have a lot of differences.
Yeah, you disagree a lot.
But our core principles are the same, and we both know that. Well, I feel like, and from what he said to me is, you know, we can look at each other and we know exactly where we stand on issues.
Yeah.
We're not wondering, okay, well, I know on certain things Dean's going to say this, and I know on certain things Rick's going to say this, and that sort of, you don't have to agree on everything.
No.
You just have to understand where the other's coming from. Go, okay, we can work together on this.
And I'm glad the man that I've molded him to become.
Yes.
No, but because of me, I can credit myself the tiniest bit that you no longer, that you think more on abortion and you're far more you're far more horrified about it than you were.
Yeah. I'd never known much about it, to be fair. It's not something I've given a lot of thought. But I will tell you this: the best
so
answer.
Crediting myself a little bit.
Yes. Oh, look, and did certainly open my eyes.
I did. I
and
know
as,
I opened your eyes.
And I know.
And my friend Kwaku, I converted him to.
I know a few of Dia's sort of regular fans, supporters, watchers get a bit pissed at my abortion take.
They don't know you're abortion take, all they know is that you're a libertarian, so that equals I want to kill babies.
They don't taste that good.
That's a horrible joke.
It's a horrible joke, but it's amusing. It amuses me. But I don't fucking...
We have 15% of the battery left, and I wanted to die, so...
You want it to die?
Yes, because I wanted this to be 10 minutes.
Well, you fucking started it.
I know.
I walk in, you give me a barrage of shit and go, do you want to address some stuff? So here I am addressing it. The abortion thing. If you get knocked up by accident, we'll say by accident, although let's be fair, if you're... An old mate of mine said to me, if you fill a hole with dirt enough, eventually you'll fill it. So what that generally means is eventually if you're going to keep sticking your dick in things, you're going to get somebody pregnant. It makes sense, right? It does add up, and that's the world we live in. If you accidentally do and she races off for an abortion in the first little fucking bit, oh, fuck, this has happened, I'm panicking, this doesn't fit, and race off to an abortion clinic, I go, okay, well, Lee, you've made an assertive decision. You've landed it fucking, as soon as possible, and it's relatively practical.
But say she does it at 7 months.
You're a fuckwit.
Yeah.
Why does it take you 7 months to make an adult decision like that? That doesn't add up to me. It doesn't take you 7 months to go, I can do this or I can't do this. You're a fuckwit. If you wait that long, that makes no sense to me. If there's a period where, oh shit, I just found out, I'm really comfortable with the decision. I go, okay, it's your decision, go and make that decision. If you turn around though in this new law lunatic shit from these, Berejiklian was in on it and the rest of them.
And it was done relatively quickly.
They were sneaky motherfuckers, but that's what they do, sneaky. This is all governments, right? Liberal, Labor, don't get them confused. Liberal, Labor, Greens, Nats, all doing sneaky, shady shit. If it takes you till the thing's born to want to terminate it, you're a fucking psycho. And if you put a T-shirt on...
You're going to be banned on Facebook, dude.
I'm like, I care. What do they have to do? Ban me? And I'll go, oh, no, fuck, what will I do?
Yeah.
I won't be on Facebook anymore. Because most people have to realise that the actual people that I talk to day to day, you know what? The people that really matter have my phone number and can ring me. The people who really, really otherwise matter have all that bullshit. Right? If Facebook bans me, I go, whatever, I don't lose a wink of sleep. But let me tell you, if it takes you, if you're the sort of dickhead getting around with not a Resolute TV T-shirt, because only the coolest people have those.
Yeah, but no one with 300 subs would ever do that.
No one who's not a politician would run for Parliament 3 times, but I kind of do it because it's fun and it amuses me to watch the snowflakes melt.
Even the party
But,
hates it.
but when I see these fucking lunatics getting around with, I've had 24 abortions and shit like that, you are a fucking psycho. You're an absolute world-class dead shit. I don't even know if locked up's the word. No harm principle. I'm trying to work out whether I should slap. Fuck. Bottom line is, if you're going out and you think it's fun to have abortions and kill babies and stuff, you're a fuck up, and I can't help you, and I don't want to help you, and I'm not. I don't want to be your friend. If you're, and if it's early stages and you've had a fucked up experience,
Then wanting after kill or whatever.
I can look at that and go, well, you've made an assertive decision after making a dumb
I
bad
don't like it,
decision.
but at least that's early and
I don't
like it. It's so early on.
I just think that if it takes you fucking 6 months to work it, you don't want to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fucking retard, and you probably shouldn't be breeding anyway. But
I would agree.
and cut, paste, share that bit as much as you like. I don't care if they get offended. True D is great. I've been a fan for a long time. I don't always agree. Good. You're not supposed to agree with everybody all the time. I don't know anybody. 69 minutes. Yeah, I know, pub test. This one, she dragged me in for a fucking 10 minutes. I'm going to ask you some questions, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, it's turned into this.
All right. We're going to go now.
Righto, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's kind of entertaining. I like impromptu. We should do impromptu more often. It's fun.
It would be fun, yeah. But
Okay.
next time I'll have makeup on and then it can still be impromptu.
You don't need fucking makeup. You're not a bad sort. You're just a pain in the ass. Right, hey guys, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. That was entertaining. If you want a Resolute TV T-shirt and you don't want to pay for it, just say some nice things to me, or even better, donate some money to the Ride for Joe charity. If you want to do that, I'll send you a T-shirt. I'll send you a fucking hat. Hell, I'll send you whatever. Just if you want to donate to that, go for it.
Bye.